What's up, guys? It's Nania and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another informative little sit down video for you guys. I will just be briefly explaining things people should consider before becoming a flight attendant. I have been a flight attendant for just about 10 months now, and I've had all kind of people tell me they want to become a flight attendant and ask me how they can do so. And I feel like before you get to that step, you need to determine if this is something you really truly want to do, because becoming a flight attendant is more than just a job. It is a lifestyle, and there are a lot of things that you need to take into consideration before you decide to change your life. So if this video is for anyone at home that may be trying to decide if this is the best fit for them. I'm going blank, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So if you're interested in becoming a flight attendant, just keep watching this video. So I have some notes that I wrote down. If you guys see me looking this way, that's what I'm referring to. Okay, so starting out, for anyone who is considering becoming a flight attendant, I think most importantly, you should figure out what airline will work best for you. There are a bunch of different airlines out there, and they all have, amazing opportunities and great things to offer, but what may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So I encourage anyone who is considering becoming a flight attendant to do your own research. Everyone will have a different experience when becoming a flight attendant. So do your own research and try to figure out, your top choice, your top company you would want to work for, your second company, the third, and so forth. I think that is very necessary, and again, it's okay to get advice from other flight attendants, but what may work for them may not work for you. So definitely do your own research and determine what company you can see yourself working with. The second thing you need to be willing to accept as a flight attendant is being on call, especially when you start out. This is known as being on reserve. So regardless of what company you choose, you will be on reserve starting out. How long you're on reserve will vary from, whatever company you are with. I was personally only on reserve 4 months, but I work with a regional airline. I've heard some of the mainline carriers can be on reserve for years. So definitely be prepared for that. Basically, the company will use you when they need you. You will not know like the days you're gonna work. You won't know your trips. You won't know how long your trip will be. You will basically literally only know your days off, which are typically like 2 days off in a row. But other than that, you're on call. They want you either at the airport or near the airport. And, if a trip comes up and you're next in line, they will call you and they need you at the airport as soon as possible. So it is definitely an adjustment. It is definitely not that fun, but it's possible. But you will have to, you will definitely be expecting that right out of training. Like I said, the amount of time depending on the different airlines, but reserve is something you will have to go through. Everybody has done it, and yeah, you got to be willing to literally have your hands tied starting out. So the second consideration when becoming a flight attendant is obviously relocating. They literally ask you on your application, are you willing to relocate? There's literally a 99% chance that you will have to do so. They will reiterate that during your hiring process, during training. And yeah, there's literally, they don't want it to be a surprise to you. Like, you will literally have to relocate. Um, you know, obviously every company has different bases throughout the US and the world, depending on how big the airline is. So they will allow you to like put your preferences in order, number one being your first choice all the way down, but still there's no guarantee you will get your first choice, your second choice, or your third choice. At the end of the day, the company ultimately decides where they want to place you. So again, just like reserve and just like the just like reserve, it's not going to be permanent. You know, you will be able to change your base eventually, but again, starting out, you can almost guarantee you will have to relocate. For me, I was excited about relocating because I didn't want to stay in my hometown, but I realized there are people that want to be flight attendants that have kids, or they have a spouse, or they have rent and mortgage, and it's not that easy, you know, to just get up and leave. So when you are thinking about becoming a flight attendant, definitely be prepared for that. I know the relocation was like the number one reason people left training, was because they didn't get their number one pick when base assignments went out. And that was literally the number one reason we lost people in my training class. So just be prepared for that. I mean, they will tell you multiple times the same thing, but yes, be prepared for that. So the third thing I think everyone should consider before becoming a flight attendant is the pay. I know that is super important for just about everybody, so you need to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. I can't speak for every airline, but I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that your first 6 months, definitely, your pennies are gonna be tight. You're gonna go through training, which can be as little as 3 weeks all the way up to 8 weeks, and depending on the company, your training will be unpaid, or they may pay you, but it'll be like a little stipend to like help you eat, but it probably won't pay your bills. And then even after that, again, once you start out, you're on reserve, so you don't know how much you'll be working, so it may take a while to get consistent checks. So that is definitely something to be aware of when starting out. This is definitely, like I said, more than just a job. It is a lifestyle change, and it's an investment as well, because yeah, a lot of us don't do it for the money. So I suggest anyone who does know that, you know, they're going to start the process to become a flight attendant to save, save, save. You will need savings when you start this job. If your situation is anything like mine and you don't really have time to save, having a great support system will also get you through it. My family was amazing, and they helped me along the way. Again, especially my first 6 months when I needed it the most, they were there. So that is also another alternative if you don't have time to save. Your pennies will be tight starting out, but I say you can consider it as an investment, because it will pay off and it will get better. It will definitely be worth it. So I don't say that to discourage you, but I just do want to put that out there, that to be prepared for that because it's pretty inevitable. Another thing, when considering becoming a flight attendant, just know it takes a independent and self-sufficient person to be a flight attendant. Once you complete training, there is no one there to hold your hand and tell you how to get through the airport, or where the crew room is, where the employee parking lot is, how to check your company email. Like, there's just so much to learn that you will have to learn along the way. You will have to be very vocal and ask for help. There's just really no one there to hold your hand. This industry is always changing, and It's kind of hard to plan ahead, so you have to be very flexible and just know how to figure it out. Um, this industry is also, well, I know my company specifically, it has become very like technology savvy, so a lot of your communication is through emails or through apps or maybe a Facebook page. So you will be held accountable for checking those things and staying up to date with company emails and policies and training courses, whatever the case may be. You won't have anyone there micromanaging you and making sure you got this and that done. You are totally held responsible for many things. So if you think, that's not something that may be okay with you or it may overwhelm you, it is definitely something you can get through, but I know for some people it may be a deal breaker. So you will have to make decisions on the spot sometimes, and you have to be okay with that, and you have to be confident in doing that. So I think that is very important to know and to expect when becoming a flight attendant. Okay, I have a peppermint in my mouth. Sorry, maybe I should take it out. Dang it, where'd I put the wrapper? Also, when considering becoming a flight attendant, you should not only be self-sufficient and independent, but you need to be okay with being alone. Like I said, there are times where you may not be able to go home as often as you'd like, and it can get lonely. It can definitely get lonely. You'll have some amazing crew members, but at the end of the day, when you go to these cities and you have these overnights, you get your own hotel room. Sometimes your crew members may not even want to go out at all, or you'll have an overnight in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. But you definitely need to be comfortable being alone and be comfortable in your own space. I've spent so much time by myself since I became a flight attendant, and actually has been one of my biggest blessings personally, because I've just had the opportunity to learn so much about myself. But I know for some people that obviously can be very difficult. So it is something to definitely be prepared for if you want to be a flight attendant. Last but not least, I just want to make it clear to some people that, being a flight attendant is awesome. Like I said, you have great opportunities that come from being a flight attendant. But at the end of the day, this is still a job. It is not all play. And I know there are a lot of people out there that kind of have misconceptions of what we do, and they just see, like the glamour side of it. And, it is fun, it is very rewarding, but at the end of the day, it is still a job, and our job should be taken very seriously. So when you are, listing out maybe the reasons why you want to become a flight attendant, just make sure you want to do this for the right reasons. Because I don't want anyone to, try to become a flight attendant for the wrong reasons and think it's because we do one thing when really, there's a lot that comes with this job. We work long hours. We have 12, 13-hour days. Again, as I stated earlier, there will be times when you don't get to go home. Yes, we'll have like fun overnights, but at the same time, a lot of the times you'll have an overnight in the middle of nowhere, So there are definitely a lot of things to take into consideration when becoming a flight attendant. So just make sure you are doing this for the right reasons, and, you realize that this is still a job at the end of the day, and that is what's most important. You are there for your passengers' safety, and everything else comes after. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. Again, I realize there is some lingo I may have used in this video that you all are not familiar with. I will definitely be having further flight attendant videos that go further into the process coming very soon, so just bear with me. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.
Quiz Cube, where I read